Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'll be explaining you about another important property of fresh concrete, which is called as workability. So workability of concrete is just in a general sense, it's the ability to work with concrete, but we'll go more detailed into the definition of workability of concrete, and also we will see what is the classification of concrete based on workability property, and also let's see what are the various factors affecting the workability of a fresh concrete in this video. Coming to the definition, right? See, before getting actually into a definition of workability, I would like to talk about a point called consistency. What generally people do on site is when they feel that the concrete is stiff or the concrete is harsh, they keep adding water to get the loose form of concrete. So what they do is they keep on adding water. So once you keep on adding water, what will happen? The degree of fluidity or the degree of mobility of concrete is increased. That's not actually workability. What you are increasing by adding water is the consistency. So, a concrete which has high consistency and which is more mobile need not be of right workability for a particular job. Every job requires a particular workability. A concrete which is considered workable for mass concrete foundation is not workable for concrete that is to be used in a roof construction, or even in roof construction. Concrete considered workable when vibrator is used is not workable when concrete is compacted by hand. Similarly, a concrete considered workable when used in thick section is not workable when required to be used in thin sections. Therefore, the word workability assumes full significance of the type of the work, thickness of section, extent of reinforcement, and mode of compaction. So every work or every different application of concrete has different workability. So we have number of ways in defining workability. So the first definition goes like the relative ease with which concrete can be mixed, transported, molded, and compacted without any segregation. So in the entire process of mixing the concrete materials together, transporting them and placing them in the mold and compacting them, no segregation of the particles takes place, then you call it as a workable concrete, or that property of concrete is called as workability. The other definition of workability is it is also defined as the amount of useful internal work necessary to produce full compaction of concrete. So until the entire compaction of concrete is completed, the materials of your concrete do not segregate nor bleed, and that's called as workable concrete. It will satisfy all the properties required. And this we have the third definition for workability, which is given by ASTM. Workability is the property that determines the effort required to manipulate a freshly mixed quantity of concrete with the minimum loss of homogeneity. So we place concrete in various forms, like in it has various applications. You can place it in a beam, you can place it in a column, you can place it in a, I mean to say, you can pour it in the form of a footing, you mix it with the reinforcement. So whatever application you are doing with the concrete, once you completely lay the concrete, it should look homogeneous. Means all the aggregates should not come at one place, cement paste should not be left over like that. It should look all homogeneous. So that's called as workability. And this definition is according to ACI, American Concrete Institute, which defines workability as the property of freshly mixed concrete, or it could be a mortar, that determines the ease and homogeneity with which it can be mixed, placed, consolidated, and finished. So, same, it is the ability of the concrete, or it is the ease of the concrete, homogeneity of the concrete with which it can be mixed, means all the materials are properly mixed, homogeneously mixed, and they are placed wherever they need to be placed, they are consolidated, in the sense they are compacted, and finish off the surface, you level the surface. So until all these steps take place, your concrete should not lose its property, that fresh property, that's called as workability. Now, based on workability, your concrete can be classified into three types. We have unworkable concrete, and we have workable concrete, and we have medium workable concrete. So let's get with the unworkable concrete. As the name itself it's telling, we cannot work with this concrete, in the sense the concrete is very harsh in nature. It has very less amount of water in it. So once the concrete is having less amount of water, there is no homogeneous mixture of materials. There is high chances of segregation of the coarse aggregates, and it's very difficult to maintain the homogeneity of the mix. Next, we have medium workable concrete. So whatever constructions we see in our daily life nowadays is medium workable concrete. So this concrete is preferred in, as I was telling, in most of the construction works. Whatever we see daily, it's all medium workable concrete. This type of concrete is relatively easy to mix, easy to transport, easy to place, and easy to compact without much segregation and loss of homogeneity. We have highly workable concrete. This type of concrete is used where you need to place a lot of concrete on a reinforcement, or you need to pump the concrete. At that time, you require more workable concrete. So at this time, we use admixtures to get that workability, various kind of admixtures. So this concrete makes or this highly workable concretes makes our different steps like mixing, transporting, placing very easy. And you even can use some admixtures where you cannot compact the concrete also necessarily. So we get even though we get a good workable concrete, the problem with this highly workable concrete is that you may have more number of chances for segregation. Means the coarse aggregate comes to one side, the cement paste goes on one side, henceforth we are losing the homogeneity. Now let's get into the important topic of workability, which is factors affecting workability. So what are the various factors affecting workability? Let's see now. So the first one which I'll be covering is cement content. So what is cement content? I'll just list out all the properties. We have cement content, we have water content, we have mixed proportions, we have size of aggregates, we have shape of aggregates, we have surface texture of aggregate, we have grading of aggregate, we have use of admixtures, and we have use of SCMs. So around 9 various factors we have which affect the workability. Now I'll be explaining you all the 9 factors in detail. Right? So first one is cement content. Yeah. So the first one is cement content of concrete. Cement content affects the workability of concrete in a very good measure. More the quantity of cement, the more will be the paste available to coat the surface of aggregates and fill the voids between them. This will help to reduce the friction between aggregates and smooth movement of aggregates during mixing, transporting, placing, and compacting. Also, for a given water cement ratio, the increase in the cement content will also increase the water content per unit volume of concrete, increasing the workability. Thus, increase in cement content of concrete increases the workability. And there is an also effect of type of cement or characteristics of cement on the workability of concrete. The cement with increase in fineness will require more water for same workability than comparatively lesser finer cement. The water demand increased for cement with high aluminium or C2S content. Let's go for the second property, which is water content. So water content, or we can say this as water to cement ratio. So water cement ratio is one of the most important factor which influences the concrete workability. Generally, a water cement ratio of 0.45 to 0.6 is used for good workable concrete without the use of any admixture. Higher the water cement ratio, higher will be the water content concrete, and concrete will be more workable. Higher water cement ratio is generally used for manual concrete mixing to make the mixing process easier. For machine mixing, the water cement ratio can be reduced. This generalized method of using water content per volume of concrete is used only for nominal mixes. For a design mixed concrete, the strength and durability of concrete is of utmost importance, and hence water cement ratio is mixed with the design. Generally, design concrete uses low water cement ratio so that desired strength and durability of concrete can be achieved. Next is mixed proportion. Mixed proportion of concrete tells us the ratio of fine aggregates and coarse aggregates with respect to cement quantity. This can also be called as aggregate cement ratio of concrete. The more cement is used, concrete becomes richer and aggregates will have proper lubrication for easy mobility or flow of aggregates. The low quantity of cement with respect to aggregate will make the paste uh, less available for aggregates and mobility of aggregates is restrained. Next we have size of aggregates. Surface area of aggregates depends upon the size of aggregates. For a unit volume of aggregates with large size, the surface area is less compared to same volume of aggregates with small sizes. When the surface area increases, the requirement of cement quantity also increase to cover up the entire surface of aggregates with paste. This will make more use of water to lubricate each aggregate. Hence, lower sizes of aggregate with same water content are less workable than the large size aggregates. So you can see here we have angular aggregates, rounded aggregates and flaky aggregates. This is about shape of aggregates. So the shape of aggregates affects the workability of concrete. It is easy to understand that rounded aggregates will be easy to mix than elongated or flaky or angular due to less frictional resistance. On the other hand, the round aggregates also have less surface area compared to elongated or irregular shaped aggregates. This will make less requirement of water for same workability of concrete. This is why river sand are commonly preferred for concrete as they are rounded in shape. Next we have surface texture of aggregates. Surface texture such as rough and smooth affects the workability of concrete in the same way as shape of aggregates. So generally texture is the degree of smoothness or roughness of any substance. So rough texture of aggregates will generally give less workability. Why? Because due to the rough surface, the cement paste adheres to the aggregates. So there is no chance that the aggregates will flow easily or move easily. That's the reason rough textured aggregates are generally less workable. So the other reason is that the surface area is also more for rough texture of aggregates. Hence, smooth aggregates are more workable when compared to rough textured aggregates. Next, we have another important property called grading of aggregates. So, grading of aggregates have the maximum effect on the workability of concrete. A well-graded aggregate have all sizes in required percentages. This helps in reducing the voids in a given volume of aggregates. The less volume of voids make the cement paste available for aggregate surface to provide better lubrication to the aggregate. With less volume of voids, the aggregate particles slide past each other and less compacting effort is required for proper consolidation of aggregates. Thus, low water cement ratio is sufficient for properly graded aggregates. Next we have use of admixtures in concrete. So there are many types of admixtures used in concrete for enhancing its properties. There are some workability enhancing admixtures such as plasticizers and superplasticizers which increases the workability of concrete even with low water cement ratio. They are called as water reducing concrete admixtures. They reduce the quantity of water required for same value of slump. Air entraining concrete admixtures are used in concrete to increase its workability. This admixture reduces the friction between aggregates by the use of small air bubbles which acts as the ball bearings between the aggregate particles. And use of supplementary cementitious materials. So supplementary cementitious materials are those which are used with cement to modify the properties of fresh concrete. Fly ash, fibers, silica fumes, slag cement, etc. are various SCMs The use of fly ash improves the workability of concrete by reducing the water content required for same degree of workability or slump. The use of steel or synthetic fibers in concrete reduces the workability of concrete as it makes the movement of aggregates harder by reducing the lubricating effect of cement paste. The workability of concrete is reduced and increased based on the quantity of silica fume we are adding. The use of silica fume in concrete can improve workability when it is used as low replacement rates but can reduce workability when it is added at higher replacement rates. Silica fume is used as pumping aid for concrete when used as 2 to 3% biomass of cement, and the use of slag cement also improves workability, but its effect depends upon the characteristics of the concrete mixture in which it is used. So this is all about the concept of workability and factors affecting workability. So hope you understood the video. Thanks for watching.